Okay, so I'm currently sitting at rank 24 in Plat server US. I have a ranking of being in the top 1.88%, which means I have some wiggle room. Not going to make a push for top 1%. Don't really care to reach that ranking. But I definitely want to stay within the top 6%. So this is what I'm going to do. Basically, I have to stay around 2 Gs, maybe a bit over 2 Gs, VP, in order to keep in that ranking. But I want to also release a attacking video. And at the end of the season, I kind of always throw out some attacks. And generally, I play in a more reckless style that I get walled a lot. And after a while, I'm like, all right, it's not worth the loss. And I will just set it at whatever VP I'm at and go to sleep. Maybe throw my bubble up, whatever. But I wanted to record this for you guys because I think it'll be interesting, especially because my target this video is going to be this guy. He is the same level as me, slightly lower VP, but I'm pretty sure that's because I'm holding over double the amount of cities as he is. So I think he has a similar troop count as me. Similar stats, I'd say, as well. So should be a good fight. Or maybe I'll just get walled, because I'm definitely... Defending is easier than attacking by about 10 times, in my opinion. Because you can use speed boost. If they're attacking you, you're already probably at a base where you can more easily reinforce. But basically, this is my strategy. Or not my strategy, but this is like how I'm going to go through this. I'm going to see if Mr. Jesus is defending these cities so that I can get a bit closer to him to launch my first attack. I kind of assume he is going to be defending them because I did DM him. Technically, see, Jesus is in Soul Rain and Zeus is in Soul Catchers, but they're like a collaboration of 4 or 5 clans that all work together. And so although they're in different clans, so it's not like morally wrong to offer a jump, then he did not want to give me a jump because they're all collaborating together. So whatever, his choice. But basically, I would like to get down further, but because I did tell him that I'm looking for a jump to that city, which he leveled up, it was lower before. I'm guessing he placed troops to kind of prevent that from happening, which probably won't be an issue anyways, but we'll see. It might be. So let's get this off just from the start. I want to state I have my troops placed in a more central area of the little cluster here because I'm going to multi-scout this area and then I'm going to multi-scout down here. And depending on where troops are or aren't, I will move this with a speed boost to that location to maybe send a few attacks. Not really caring about taking his cities, besides that I would like to launch an attack from slightly closer. But I have formulated a possible strategy to not worry about how far an attack I launch from. And we'll see if that even fucking works. Maybe it won't. But we'll get a multi-scout there. He does not have troops there, so right off the bat, I'm going to boost up here. And I'm going to split into 2 marches. Actually, let me get this one here. I think the 130s are 131s. It's like 1.3. Okay, so I'm going to be at a bit of a loss, but because he's double experienced to me, it's not really going to matter. It's still going to be okay. And then hopefully, I was actually kind of hoping this would happen. He wouldn't have troops here, and maybe he'd have troops here. I'm not going to scout him yet to verify that, but I kind of want. Let me actually scout him because I do. Yeah, so he is blocking that, which is fine. With not a lot, so I'm kind of wondering if maybe he's closer on a different point. But basically, I'm hitting with 2 times the wall defense right now. Not great, not necessarily advisable, but because I'm so close to leveling up, I'm kind of going to break even on any loss that I have. But I'm going to put my main city change here so that any troops that I do lose will just reflect back to that side. And also, if I do collect my recruiter bonus, which I will, I'm kind of planning on collecting it once I'm on this side. But if I have to, then whatever. Then I can start from there, and that's fine. Yeah, so I got that. I will put a level on it just to see if he's incoming. Sometimes it glitches out and doesn't get that right. Got that as well. We'll put a level on it as well. And since he's already over here, or since I'm already over here, and I kind of doubt he can get there unless he has troops closer by, like up here, maybe in the 150 if he boosted from there. So I'm gonna let me do a quick single scout just for paranoia's sake, and then I will send slightly less just in case I do get walled, because it is definitely more likely that that will happen. But also, like I said, this is kind of like end of season where I've already secured my ranking and I'm really not worried about troops. I'm more just kind of messing around, having fun at the end, because I don't have to like fall under a specific play style. I kind of just know that I'm playing slightly more risky. Definitely wouldn't recommend this like early or mid-season, but it's more enjoyable to play, and I'm sure is more enjoyable to watch. Slightly more risky gameplay. This isn't that risky, honestly. Yeah, so we got that as well. There was a glitch or like server delay earlier season where I could not see incoming attacks if they were reinforcing the cities. Even, and I used to overcome this by putting a level on the city, because then I take the city, put a level on it, and it'll say, you can't level this. There's an incoming march. And then, oh, I don't see the march, but at least I know there's an incoming march. So I could keep my troops there, reinforce the city, whatever. Reload the game, maybe to see the march. But because of server delay or whatever it may be, then it wasn't letting me see the march at all, no matter what I did early season. So I'm hoping that was just because of an early season, like more people play at the beginning of the season, less people at the end, people go inactive, whatever. I'm hoping that was the case, because then I won't really have that as an issue, but we'll see how that works out. So yeah, reinforcing down back to my main city here. Just for starting at 1.15 T troops, and I have 52 speed boost, 3 of which I've already used, but so I had 55 to start. And let's get a multi-scout here, just see if he had 1G. This guy can't take any of his cities. He's guarding them a bit heavily. And then this guy probably still does not have troops here. So, let me check this guy before I'm wasting time now, giving him more chance to wall me. Where's that 136? He's at a little bit over 2T. So I will full stack that for 6, or I could go under and hit 4. I'm going to go full stack and go for a full minute march. And I will simply hope that he is not going to reinforce that. Now, while I'm doing this, let me go over the strategy that I'm going to use on this guy. Basically, this is what I want to do. Because he has lower level cities like the 115s mixed in to his cluster, and then once you get closer to his main, he has 130s, 140. This is kind of my area of first attack. And my strategy here that I'm going to implement is simple. It is that the walls on a 115 are at 74. The walls on a 120 are at 185. So for the 74, I simply have to attack with a bit, like around 20 Gs to take that safely. And for the 120, I have to hit with around 35, 40 Gs. And so my plan is pretty much that I will, let's see. Okay, he is not reinforcing for some reason. Now, it would make sense that he has troops either in his temple, I should say he didn't wall me for some reason, or at the jump point that I was going to do. There it is, at the jump point. So that's fine. So it is, I'm not going to go any closer if he doesn't wall me on this next march anyways. But I'm not going to go to that because obviously I'll get walled. That's stupid. But let's see. I also don't want to go like waste my attacks on this guy and then make Zeus 0.5 experience for me. So this is a fine point. I'm not too worried about that. Basically, I will be sending a larger march. I would have liked it to be a T plus march on this city, but I don't think I have the base troops, and I'm really hoping, like, I could collect right now and just full stack that and also like do my strategy as well, but I don't think it'll change a lot. So what I'm instead gonna do, because I'm at 1.18, is let's see if it lets me. There's been issues. Okay, it does let me. Cool. So let me pull those in, boost that as well. So basically, sorry, I'm like all over the place here, but I will be sending a mass attack. Now, mass attack is like a noob strat, but there's levels of it and certain scenarios that you can use to make it a bit more effective in higher leagues. And the one I'm using here is simple. It will be attacking the far end of his base with sub 100 G marches, so like 10 to 100 Gs. For these, I'll be hitting with around 20. The 115s for around 20. For these, I'll be hitting around 30, and I'll be able to make like 3 or 4. And because of the time difference, as you can see here, it won't let me do it perfectly actually, but as you can see here, for a 100 G to a T march, then it will be around, let's see, what is that? 1, 2. So we'll do that. So it'll be around 4 minutes. And then basically I just have to time my marches so that they all land at the same time so that he does not have time to reinforce the others. And I'm kind of hoping that it works out correctly. But for instance, it's around 5 minutes here. So it's 5 minutes to send to that 15. Basically, I want this city, I want these two for points, and I might also have it here. Simply because there's distance issues. Like, as you can see, this area here, it's closer together. And then as you come down here, it spreads out a bit. And so if I land in here, I can easily work my way up quicker. And then you see there's like a gap here as well. So then if I land here instead, I can work my way up quicker as well. So my strategy is that I will land an attack on, let's say, this city first. So what I need is 46 Gs. That's fine. So that's 6 minutes. Then this is 5 minutes, 55 seconds. This one is 5 minutes, 43 seconds. This one is 4 minutes and 7 seconds. And then this one is 4 minutes and 1 second. So it'll work pretty well. What I want to do though is let me get the like attack power correctly set up here. Okay, so this is how we'll work it out. We'll go, because I do want to give him enough time to react to it. So 6 minutes here, that's 46. Then we have 5 minutes at 23, so that's a bit over 60, nearing 70. Then we have another one, so that's 80, 90, and then this one, which is, so I need around 150. All right. So I want to leave 150. The easiest way to do this is simply have 1, 2, 3, and then you go on the other side of 1, 2, 3. And so that leaves what was left here, the 163. So that's how I do it, at least for like separating the troop count that I want. And that's pretty easy. All right, so let's get started here. And I'm not going to scout these because he clearly has no one down here that's a current threat. So like I scouted this city earlier, I think, one of these two, and he has troops here because it's right on the edge of other people. I'm sure he has troops here as well because of the same reason. And maybe has troops right here. He has a higher level city. It's at the edge of where people can start attacking him from, so it makes sense that he guards there. I doubt he would guard here because this guy is level 45. So, anyways, I'm not going to scout. I think it's a waste of time. Of course, by the time I explained that to you, I could have scouted. We won't talk about that. All right, so we have this one at 6 minutes, 8 seconds. And then beyond that, we have the next attack marking at 5 minutes, 55 seconds. So we'll wait, that's about right, and we'll land this one at that mark. Now you'll see they're around the same time, and so pretty soon now I gotta send this one. Get right there. We'll just send it now. I think I might have mistimed that slightly. Yeah, it's within a couple seconds, so that's fine. And now we gotta wait. Because, make this sure this is not, oh, we gotta actually separate that out too. So that's a bit, I don't think I have enough time to mess it up too much. So we want around 92, 93 total there. So that's fine. We got a bit of time to work with here. And we also want to give him enough time to react. So that's too much. Can do that, which brings it 82. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All right. So that gives him time to react to these marches that are all landing at the same time. So he has to send troops to guard them. And because I'm sending 10 to 100, he doesn't know if I'm sending 10 Gs. He doesn't know if I'm sending 99 Gs. He doesn't know what my striker is because I haven't hit him since like the second day of season. So should be good on that. I'm hoping he overreacts, like over defends. I'm going to try to make this as close as possible to the mark of, that'll be, well, we'll see. I think that'll be close, and I might just leave it at that. So let's see. Was he online? He is not the one scouting me currently. That's fine. Oh, also, this guy can attack me, but I'm already in position now, so it doesn't matter too much. I'll let him land his marches. Oh, 4 minutes and 6 seconds. So I was going to go for this one. Oh, that's actually pretty close still. We'll do that. We'll do that. So it's like a little bit off, but that's fine. I could have gone for like this one instead. The only reason I'm not going for this one is because if I do that and he goes to send to this one, but then I'm going to attack this one, it's a little bit closer than I would like. And so he might then go to defend. Like he'll be able to let that one land, or maybe he like goes to reinforce that one, but is like, I don't need to reinforce with that much. So he goes to attack or like reinforce that city instead. So this is where I will now scout these cities up here. And also I kind of screwed this up already, I'm pretty sure, because I was supposed to send this march like a minute ago. Whatever. It's not. This is kind of obviously a bad representation of everything being perfect. But what I'm hoping here is he's already seen these marches come in. Because they're so far down, even if he walls these and then gets his troops all the way up here, or like he won't be able to get his troops all the way up there from that point. And basically these marches that are further away from my actual target are simply for the purpose of distracting him and kind of moving troops away to make a higher likelihood of my 996 Gs landing. Now, what I'm going to do here, because I want to maximize this, and for all I know, this guy is offline and he's not defending any of these. And I'm over here like calculating all this bullshit and none of it's going to happen. But either way, to maximize my chances of success, I'm going to respec into full striker, which brings me almost to 640. So, yeah, we'll hope that works well. Now, ideally, I will get walled down here, and it's ideal because to get walled down here, he has to have moved troops down here. Then, hopefully, I will easily be able to then take that city. And my plan is, if any of these land, whether it's the throwaway attacks or the main one, then I will change my main city, instantly collect my recruiter bonus, so that'll show up in my main city, and start spam attacking, not mass attacking, because that's not a good strat, but spam attacking just like one after another, jumping around to different access points once I make them, and then working from there. And there's also a like semi-decent chance that all of these get walled, and then all the talking I've done just makes me look like an idiot. Just like laying out my strategy for you guys, and then I get walled like one after another. And then yeah, that would I would probably be like, well, that's it, guys. Hope we had a good season. I'm logging off. I don't know. Maybe it'll all work out perfectly. And but this is about as well as I can do, because obviously he's blocking that jump. Yeah, so these landed. He walled me. Oh, he walled me with a good amount too, which is perfect. So as you can see, he didn't need to wall me with this much. He could have easily walled me with like 50 G. But instead, that takes up 300 something G that he has down there. He only put 16 here, so I'm guessing his troops landed here, and then he saw this attack land because it didn't time it quite right, and now moved out from this point to reinforce this city. But let's see, what did he respecs? No, he's in the same Guardian. Okay, so he was at 4. He could easily jump up to like 8 or 9. And yeah, as you can see, they communicate well. So this guy is now attacking me, and it's actually kind of slow, not gonna lie. I might get some walls on this fool real quick. Don't really want to. So 124, yeah. Well, I'll wall that, or attempt to wall. So that's really all I wanted. That's what I wanted right here. And because I now have my let me do this. No, I'm not gonna. I don't want to change my target and mess that up. But okay, either way, cool. Main city change, free, collect troops. Don't want to mess my target up here. So yeah, I really can't tell if he is simply giving up. Oh shit, mistake here, boys. 10 max. Yeah, that'll help a lot in my success rate here. So that, and now that I'm doing that as well, I really should. What I'm going to do for the 120s, though, to save time and whatnot, also because they're just 120s, is I'm going to send sub 100G marches to, if it would let me, what the fuck? If it would, dude, I'm spamming this attack button. What is this bullshit? What I'm trying to do, let me reload games. At least it let me change my main. I had a video a while back I had to scrap because my whole strategy revolved on changing my main. And it just straight, oh. Yeah, so what Zeus did here is he exploited a bug within the system. So that lets you mid-hour bubble. And I actually attacked him purposely this far away from the start of the season. Or the end of the season, I mean, simply because he did this to me earlier. And I expected him to do it, but it only lets you push your bubble back like 4 hours. And so I thought this would be early enough that he wouldn't be able to do that. But what we're going to do now, and hopefully this noise in the background is too loud, but what we're going to do now, I was going to actually just let him take everything back afterwards because I'm not trying to screw someone's season over, you know? But now I'm going to absolutely screw this guy over to the best of my ability because I'm sitting in a very good position troop-wise. Oh, I wasn't able to wall him. What's he hitting with? Yeah. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. All right, boys. So, it is not quite on the bubble marker that I thought it would be before. Let me move my shit back a little bit right now. Just to get it started. But yeah, anyways, Zeus dropped his bubble after having his up for, I don't know, 3 hours or something. Mark here is attacking my cities to the far side, or he was at least attacking my cities to the far side, making me some gold. Underwalled him and walled him a few times, but you know, whatever. Either way, look at ranking here, and we are still very far and safely into top 6%. That's kind of what I was going for. Like I said, at the end of the season, as long as I get my mark of check off where I kind of want to be at the end of the season, which is generally top 6% if you've seen my previous videos, then I am satisfied. And we got a lot of wiggle room to get walled, wall people, play aggressive, stupid even, and let us get into it. Like I said, this guy here, as you can see, he had before like 120s around this area, but now it is pretty obvious that he set a little barrier for us. And you will see this as we scout him. He's going to have a set amount of troops. This is what every stupid person does. He either has a set amount of troops here, 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 kind of at the axis points, or he has a main stack. Now, as you can see, my scout marker maxes out at these two cities. And you can test this from the opposite side. You can, if I was him personally, I'd either have my troops in my main city or from the cities that can't be scouted. So he can do the same exact thing. He can tap on the city like here or here and go to scout, and he sees that it is not showing up with a banner, which means he can't scout it. And then I'm over here thinking, oh, there's no troops here. Let me just freely attack. And he walls me because it's much easier to defend than attack. But he will instead have troops in the cities around me. It's not the worst play, but it is definitely not an advanced play, especially if you're online for these last few hours and you know you're going to be defending. You want to give the enemy a sense of like stability, whatever, anything, give them peace of mind that, easy tax. But you'll see here in just a second, I want to make sure I'm in the right skill tree. My clan has their temples, and let's get into it. As you can see, like I predicted, very bad play. 270, 270. So what we're going to do right off the rip here, and we want to see what his Guardian's sitting at. He's got dog shit Guardian. I know he can go much higher, and he will. So what I'm going to do here is simply full send that. And often, how I like to play in just general is I will make a line through their base. A line that I can then boost my troops to and attack from separate points of their cluster, giving them a lower advantage of actually defending here. And my line that I'm looking at right now is this. I want to hit this city, then this, and kind of just work my way down through his entire base. And actually, because of the gap here, this like wide area, I'm thinking instead, once I hit here, I'll branch off into 2 and then hit that, and so on, nothing too crazy. Now that we're 19 seconds out, we're going to do another multi-scout to see if he has moved his troops to defend. He has, and so we're going to spec into full striker and run through that motherfucker like no tomorrow. Easy. It should be easy. I haven't actually calculated anything. I think this should be easy. He might have respect himself. He did not because he is dumb. And then we'll simply break into some little smaller marches. Now, he has a lot of 120s that are very easily accessible to me at this moment. And basically what I'm going to do is, because I just scouted him and he has no troops in the nearby areas, I'm going to then send 4 marches, 2 to the 120s at 10 to 100 Gs because it's quicker, no chance of him getting there in time, and then 2 from the remaining forces in that city to this city, and from my main, from troops killed to that one. The small mistake that I made here was not being in Rusher. Now, obviously, this lands easily because he is slow as well, if not slower than I am. But now that we have landed there, we want to respec back into Rusher. Back into Rusher. Because simply put, this is just much better for... and why is there someone attacking me? Mark is attacking me.